Hey guys, it's Mick. Welcome back to more Hiveswap Act 2. And the last one, we started the trial. And in this one, we're going to be continuing it, starting with the accountability system. So, I assure you, yep. Wait, didn't you tell me earlier that you had a friend who was, cold? Well, yes, I suppose I did tell you that. You said it was because of this series too. I told you that as well, yes. That was several sweeps ago, however. But in my testimony, I said that we do not currently experience any problems that would give me cause to be suspicious of my friends. Okay, but don't you think that's kind of an important detail? If you insist. Let's press further. Would you describe the, incident that led to your friend getting called? I'd rather not rehash my tragic backstory. Oh man, the story is a huge downer. Gosh, maybe you're right. No, that's okay, Branya. I'm sorry for bringing it up again. It was insensitive of me. Thank you. You're being too nice. Thanks! That wasn't a compliment, Joey. What kind of special duties? By special duties, I mean completely normal responsibilities, like handing out the snacks, taking care of the locker key, doing bed checks, keeping track of the luggage, leading the travel games and group sing-alongs, etc. You don't trust your friends to keep track of those things on their own. Of course I do. It's just that everything is more fun if you're doing it with a buddy, even the morning chores. I agree with that, but Locke clearly does not. Since they're completely normal responsibilities, could you add them to your testimony? Certainly. Wait, what kind of travel games and group sing-alongs? Well, just the old standards, I suppose. Like drones and defects, guess the subversive, long live the Empress. We sing old imperial hymns and eldritch sea shanties. You do. I mostly do. You do. I mostly do my nails. Even Lynera spends most of her time listening to H2D these days. I like the production. This is starting to sound disconcertingly like holidays back home. Wait, is there any significance behind the pair-ups you chose? No. What do the rest of you have to say about that? Well... Objection! The rest of you are not currently on the stand. They've been interjecting the whole time, and you haven't complained yet. Because it wasn't advantageous for her to complain until now. I'm impressed, Els. You've got it in you after all. Must I remind you that the job of an auditor is to investigate lapses of judgment and decorum within the deepest and most secretive bowels of the Empire? We are the ones who decide the fates of legislators who lose their way. We have not to be at least twice as canny, if not half as brutal. What the hell? I'll have to watch my back once we're off planet. Well, not if I watch it for you, sweetheart. Wow, was that an innuendo? I knew this trial would awaken things in you. Lamau, this quadrant vacillation is a whack. I don't understand what any of that meant, but can we get back on track? There is no significance behind the accountability pair-ups, and that is all I have to say on the matter. I'm not so sure. But I've got the way the logic works in this trial isn't super. I feel like it isn't. It's not super obvious, I don't feel. Like, there's a lot of extrapolating you have to do, and it's just... I don't feel like extrapolating. Tysius, I'm lazy. Sounds like there's an accountability pair that had access to the lockers. But didn't... Wait. Didn't you have the locker key, Branya? That's what confuses me. So, hold on, Tyzius, am I going in the right way with this? Show off the locker key and check who had it when the book was stolen. Yeah, so I'm going in the right way with this. Wait, did you say that the accountability pair-ups were responsible for taking care of the locker keys? Okay, so that me complaining was just me complaining. I just wasn't thinking about it hard enough. My bad. Also, Tyzius, man, your horns, they look like paper sticking out of your head. There's no, like, 3D there. Didn't you say that the account... Yep. Yes. Aha! What now? Torona said that she saw the thief stealing into the bathroom. It says here in your itinerary that the key was with Lynera and Lonk from 15... Oh, so I was also looking at it wrong. Wait, was that in the itinerary? Was that in the itinerary? This isn't fair. You have to tell me this information. I guess it doesn't matter here. I guess it doesn't matter super much here, but you have to tell me this information. It says here in your itinerary that the key was with Lynera and Lonk from 1515 to 1545. But Torona saw the thief make off with the book while the train was going under the tunnel at... But yeah, it's not fair that the protagonist has information to access I don't when you're expecting me to solve the goddamn crime. 1540. So? So, it means that Daraya had no way to get into the locker during the time frame that the book was stolen. Meaning that she must be innocent. Right? That's right, isn't it? Why isn't anyone saying anything? I must vigorously reiterate. Ha! Is that really the conclusion you've drawn from the evidence presented? With this rich tapestry of potential indiscretion laid bare before you. Yes? Incredible. Oh, Tyzius, this is exhilarating. Why didn't you tell me? The pure jolt of adrenaline that one feels when seeing a wrinkle in someone's argument and preparing to decisively, irrecoverably, methodically iron it out. Stop drawing it out, Stells. You're making a mockery of the court. I am not the one making a mockery of this sacred institution. Your so-called defense can't possibly be taking this seriously. Observe the condition of which the lockers was discovered. The thief used force to obtain their quarry. All you've done is prove your client's guilt. What clever rhetorical feint you will whisper in your protege's ear this time, Tyzius. Wonderful question. What do you have to say for yourself, my trusty protege? Well, we don't know how the locker was broken into, so we can't prove anything definitively yet. How can you prove that the locker was opened by force at that time? That could have happened later, right? Right? Like, I guess Bronia's reaction does indicate that she has a point. But also, listen, she hasn't said anything. We can swing it that way, can't we? Wrong! We do, in fact, possess the means of burglary. The nail file. That makes sense, I guess. What do you have to say for your client now? Oh no, Joey. Maybe Daraya did do it after all. No! We can't give up just like that. You know, we just met like half an hour ago. No offense, but it's weird how invested you are in this. It's not right! Tough shit. Excuse me, everyone. Why are you fighting me when I'm trying to help you? But I'm just saying, this seems more like a personal problem than anything to do with me. So what if it is? I don't like this kangaroo court. I don't like seeing people get taken advantage of for the amusement of others. I'm going to Blow this case wide open and prove the truth, no matter what. An admirable goal, but how do you intend to do that when the issue is cut and dry? Surely you don't happen to miraculously have an item in your possession that suggests another culprit. I might. Linera, perhaps. My thought is either this or this. Hey, Tasias. I wonder. Oh, thanks. Thanks. What about this? Stop embarrassing yourself. Okay, this. How about... What are you doing? Well, listen. It was found in Daria's bag. Wait, what the hell? Why is this on both screens? Well, if you're gonna let me just keep making mistakes... Maybe this will change your mind? Listen, I don't understand what you're getting at. Please. I love how they're just letting me do this, though. Could we implicate Wachi by saying, hey, she was with Daria, she could do it too. Okay, this time, I have it for sure. Please, can I? Your Honorable Tyranny, I think we're finished here. Think you might be right, buddy. Wait! A little disappointed, to be honest. Thought it'd be a better show than this. Don't! Daria, let's go. Wait! Attention, everyone! Before we do anything hasty that we might regret later, I have a few facts to point out. The locker was vandalized using a sharp cutting implement. Although this could have indeed been accomplished using the nail file found in Daria's locker, there are other items aboard this train car that could achieve a similar effect. For example, a bladed strife specimen. There is someone sitting in the gallery right now currently in possession of such an item. To not consider all possibilities at this juncture would be irresponsible. Therefore, I suggest the defense call this new witness to the stand. You mean... Tegiri? Tegiri, the Jade Blood accuses you of committing the capital offense of vandalizing a sacred historical artifact, which also happens to be a piece of subversive contraband. Do you understand the gravity of this accusation? It is a double crime. What if I did do it? What? Wild. What? What? Is this a confession? We're just talking hypotheticals here. See, the troll who committed this crime was both nimble with a blade and a true brain genius. And while I will not admit to anything that would incriminate me, based on these attributes, you are right to suspect me. Oh my god, are we really doing this? I must defend my honor. I wouldn't expect a low blood to understand. We're the same blood caste, you absolute dumbass. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to her. Joey's not gonna rise to some weak bait like this. Could I have, roused this out of them ourselves, or did I have to just keep screwing up? If you're gonna let me keep stirring up, at least just give me the option to be like, no, I just don't have any evidence to present. I'm sorry. Just try me. Let the games begin. Let's engage in a thought experiment. Let's say I did it. Let's say we're having a deeply intellectual exchange of free speech, in which the possibility of my participation in such an act would not result in prosecution. In such a model, one might say that this crime could not have been accomplished with a third-rate specifist such as a nail file. The cut is too elegant to have been inflicted by a plebeian using a feminine grooming tool. If you are saying that the crime was indeed a feat of agility and intellect, then it must have been committed by the most cunning warrior poet on the train. In theory. Are you satisfied the current witness is obviously trolling the court? Well, yeah, aren't we, all trolls here? We sure are. Anyway, something is still bugging me. Let's go over it again, from the top, if you insist. But why? It is the duty of the philosopher to ask questions. No, I mean, why should we guarantee that you won't get prosecuted? Promising that you won't face consequences for what you say is kind of like giving you a special privileges. I didn't realize this court was being run by a bunch of CJWs. Cold justice warriors, I'm guessing? Are you seriously accusing me of high blood privilege? No, I'm accusing you of being a coward. Yeah. I see that I underestimated you. But in order to defeat me in this theoretical paradigm, you must first prove that I had the motive and the means to compensate for your natural deficiencies. I will throw you a bone and admit that in such a model, one might say that this crime could not have been accomplished with a third-rate specifist such as a nail file. The cut is too... Yeah, you've told that. Stop right there. Yeah. You. Thanks for showing us your, I'm forgetting the word. Like, I know it's a Naruto thing. Sharingan, right? Now I have to look it up to make sure I'm right, so I'm not just talking out of my ass. Yes, it's a Sharingan. I've never watched Naruto, see, so I just know about it through osmosis. You dare to cut me off in the middle of a sentence? Yes, I dare. It's my right as a defensive No, it is extremely rude. What? Hate to break it to you, kid, but interrupting witnesses is pretty rude. Let me get this straight. Lying, murder, blackmail, blatant contempt of court. Okay. Interrupting, definitely out of bounds? Yeah. What do you think we are? Complete monsters? In such a model... Okay, cool, thanks. Wait! Is that true? That it's not possible for the lock to have been cut by a nail file? I don't understand. Isn't this testimony in your favor? Is he asserting the client could not have possibly committed the crime she's accused of? Well, in that case, my line of inquiry benefits you, so why are you arguing? Well, that's because she loves to argue. I do not! She always picks a fight about how she doesn't want to pick fights. Are you trying to embarrass me in front of every stranger we meet on this trip? I wonder. The nail file is the best reinforced corundite slab on the market. It would be quite sufficient to cut through one of the cheap locks we use. Lonk? You're not helping! I'm not trying to. So it would be more accurate to say that it's your opinion that the lock could not have been cut by a third-rate blade like a nail file. You could say that. Your honorable tyranny, this tangent is a waste of everyone's time. Concurred, move it along. In my opinion, yeah. Much better. I agree. The facts don't care how you feel about them. Wait, stop. Is this a confession? Not as such. It's a dialectical experiment. What does that even mean? It means that he is wasting the court's time. Objection, Your Honorable Tyranny. This entire digression is pointless. Back on track, girls. Why did the music change back? In your opinion. Well, it has to be here because the testimony changed, right? Hey, Tazaias. I'm no thoughts head empty right now. What's going on? What do you have in your evidence, pal, that could prove this beta tier nerd was lurking around the Jade lockers? Wait, what? Why are we here? Oh, because I have the mode of the meet. Okay, yeah, I understand. This definitely feels like it's right up your alley. Objection! Here, I want you to take a look at this. It's 125 interjection molded. Yeah, molded polystyrene model of the model Imperial drone, last active during the Rustblood zombie rebellion of the Black Age. But of course, everyone knows that. I didn't, not until you told me earlier. You never did explain what you were doing near the Jadeblood lockers, especially since you claim to hate Jade drama so much. Could it be that you were looking for something that belonged to you? Oh, he's beginning to sweat. I think I'm starting to get the hang of this. What are you waiting for? Swoop in for the kill. Of course, if it doesn't belong to you, you wouldn't mind if I tossed it out. Wait. Objection. Well, before you get rolling, let me save you from wasting your breath. Yes, it's very clever for you to have manufactured an anti-alibi out of thin air. But you've made one very serious logical error that I simply cannot overlook. Oh? Did you forget the basic conceit of this trial? I think I might have, actually. There's so much going on, it's getting a little hard to follow. Then let me brief you on the case so far. We are not trying to ascertain who was lurking. We are trying to figure out who broke into Bronya's locker. Even if Tegiri is the proprietor of this disgusting nerd object, how does that give him a motive? Sweet Hobbs from the Art of Terror. I don't know if this sword boy worth any of our time. Once again, we arrive at the only logical conclusion based on the evidence presented. Your client is G-U-I-L-T-Y. Great. No! Now just a minute, Stells. Give us a chance to mount a rebuttal for gloating, would you? Is that customary under this hip new trial process? I've never known you to postpone gloating under any circumstances. Of course not, but we're running a lab of sorts here. What kind of experiment would it be if we didn't test all the variables, huh? You know just how to sweet-talk me. And how does this honorable tyranny feel about allowing the defense to mount a rebuttal? Allow it. One chance. Better pick carefully or it's game over, buddies. Let's take another look at the evidence and see if we can figure out why Tegiri was hanging around the Jade's lockers. Would it be his internet history? Because he has a thing for rainbow drinkers, yeah? Looks like there was a crack in the drone model that Tegiri repaired. Could be relevant. A crack in the drone model that Tegiri repaired. To get the nail polish, then? What's something you found in the Jade lockers that Tegiri could have used to repair the drone? Then the nail polish. Are you absolutely sure about that? No. Now that you ask. It couldn't be anything else. It was the nail polish. Yes? Yes, I'm sure. Well, what you got for us, Joe? This! Interesting. A few years ago, I stepped on my brother's Tiger handheld and cracked the screen. There was no way I could glue it back together, but my babysitter showed you how you could use clear nail polish to seal cracks and delicate surfaces while also preventing further damage. Is that true? I'll need to remember that. I mean, she didn't put it like that. She explained that the nitrocellulose dissolved in butyl... I can't talk about science words, please. Butyl acetate, I guess, would form a clear, flexible varnish over the LCD screen. You can seal hairline fractures without ruining the way something looks. Smart. Tegiri has done nothing but mock the Jades for their delicate behavior since this case started, so he must have known that one of them would have something like this in their locker. Compelling argument, Joe. What you say to witness? I cannot confirm or deny anything. What? Oh my God. What do you mean by that? Let me explain. While your supposition asserts that the culprit in this case would have to possess advanced reflexes, refined instincts, and intelligence within the top percentile, you have only provided the material motive. You have yet to present a cogent psychological reason to prove Mr. Sama's accusation. Is this something we really care about? Of course. You're deeply thirsty for a glimpse into my dark and tortured soul. It actually sounds like you have a pretty good idea of where you want this to go, so why don't you just tell us? As expected of a low IQ thin blood, no sense of drama or suspense. Why would I hand you the key to my defeat? In the immortal words of the famous philosopher Patera Benter, hit me with your best shot. Well, this moron wants you to prove why you want to steal the book. 'Cause he's, got a thing for rainbow drinkers. I have something that can prove you wanted to read Fresh Teeth. I have your internet history. How'd you even get that? I mean, how is this going to help your case? All you're going to prove is that I am a genius of the highest caliber who spends his days exploring literary masterworks. Reading literary masterworks? More like reading cheap, exploitative, X-rated nonsense. I implore the court to look further at some of these searches. Female rainbow drinker, female rainbow drinker, Kismesis quadrant vacillation fang femdom. Yep. My God. My God. Bioluminescent waifu gifts 2D animated 3D PD. Female rainbow drinker, mate sprit reader hurt comfort quizilla XXX suck me bone dry. Need I go further? You are making a mockery of my intellectualism. Those are searches only for the most serious of scholarly works. Then, do you care to explain why you're searching for this weird stuff if not to get your rocks off? Nothing about my internet history is salacious in the least. Only a noob would call it filthy. But inevitably, I owe you no thorough explanation, for my internet searches relate only to the most sensitive of topics, a man's waifu, and if you're forcing me to reveal my waifu without consent, well, that's essentially challenging me to a duel. Unless, of course, your waifu is shit. I'm proud to say that my waifu lives among the highest of echelons. Even God tier does not suffice to describe it. Tegiri, I am going to maul you, my dude. It's pretty clear that he didn't do it, but I'm not sure how to proceed. If we dismiss him now, Stelson might just end the trial right there and declare Daraya guilty. Then why not just let him dig his own grave? Because that wouldn't be right either. I don't want him getting convicted just because he's an idiot. We need to prove Doraya innocent by finding the real culprit, not by throwing someone else under the bus. Interesting take. You're adding challenge variables to my theory of defensive legislacerating that I hadn't even considered. They're not challenge variables. We're here to find the truth, right? Sure. The truth. The whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Yes, exactly. Then find the whole truth. Just be easy. Just prove he never read Fresh Teeth. Right, let's take it from the top. If it's not salacious, then what is it? It is dark web contraband. Text the masses cannot handle. I am elite hacker admin of a hidden virtual library which hosts the reams of this forbidden text. Okay, you're trying to make it sound really cool by using all those big words and being abstract and stuff, but to me it seems like you just enjoy reading naughty novels. Plebs like you may consider it naughty, but I operate on a higher plane of existence. I understand real literature. I'm an expert in all sorts of banned books, from censored cartoons to the edgiest of light novels. So, does that include Rainbow Emotion Saga? Like you knew about it before this whole train ride? Of course. What kind of elite level poet warrior would I be if I was not aware of every single banned book that had ever been written? That seems pretty important. I think you should mention you've been reading filthy books in your testimony. It's not filthy. It's fine art. If you read the book, you knew what was in it, right? Also, it's not hentai. It's art. Indubitably. Do you think we could trick him somehow? Wow, getting a little underhanded, I see. I mean, all we have to do is prove he never read Fresh Teeth, right? I keep getting Discord messages. Leave me alone! I'm kidding, but... It was just a notification for... I'm in a voice acting group called VOFT, and it was just like a reminder of the deadlines coming up for things that we have to submit. But I always do my stuff immediately, so that doesn't apply to me. I've already submitted my stuff. So, anyway, so let's see if he responds to something that is clearly not from that Rainbow Drinker series. Objection! Is that a threat? It would be if I considered you worthy of unleashing my blade upon. You are nothing but a squirming wriggler. Actually, I'd probably be the one dueling you. How would you like to duel? I'm pretty okay at stickball, even though sometimes I get a little wild at the cube-at. Well, while I'm sure you've amassed some physical prowess on account of your sludgy blood and the hand-to-mouth lifestyle of those of your ilk, I'm afraid an uneducated meathead such as yourself would be obliterated in a duel against me. I would not rush to such hasty provocation if I were you. My duels are duels of the mind, not of the muscle. Yeah, I guess I'm not that smart. Weren't you just talking about using your sword on me? It was a metaphor. The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. Troll philosopher Sun Tzu Sun. Yeah? I think he's scared of you. No way. That would be silly. I think he is too, because we've seen Tegiri wield a sword in Friend Sim. It's not good. He doesn't know how to use it at all. What makes a waifu, poop tier? No, I am not effing with you right now. Ha ha ha, well, you've queried the right troll. First off, a good waifu must exist only on the two-dimensional plane. The third dimension is imperfect and will never be pure enough to sate those with high-caliber tastes like me. Secondly, a good waifu possesses the demeanor of a delicate purr-beast. They must attend to your every mental need without complaint or resistance. Thirdly, they have to print well on a body pillow. If they do not meet any of those requirements, they are shit tier. I'm sorry I asked. I can see you're not getting it. No, I think I get it just fine. Don't worry, your low-blood think pan simply isn't prepared for such an extremely advanced subject. Let me provide you with the quintessential example of a bad waifuism, so you know what to avoid. Any member of Hatch to Dance, in fact, as a group, they stand as perhaps some of the clearest examples of what irreparably soils a waifu. What? Objection, this is absurd. I don't want to talk about boy bands. Overruled. I want to see where he's going with this. Let's start from the top. The Indigo Blood On Horse. Perhaps the most tragic of the lot. His pectoral development is magnificent, and yet this is somehow his downfall. A tragic case of putting one's eggs all in one basket. There's simply nothing more to note about his person. Abysmal dancing prowess, remedial singing ability. What? And to be honest, he's what we in the business call a butterface. Sir, I must respectfully ask, do you have eyes? Then the Cerulean Blood, Kimani. No, stop. This guy's just coming for like everyone's blood. Honestly, I'm here for it. It's funny. But also, you don't come after someone's bias. Like, what are you doing, my guy? A beautiful and skilled singer, I'll admit, but his waifu quotient is severely diminished by his sluttiness attribute. Kimani is simply a revolting slattern. Just from looking at him, you can tell he consorts with many more trolls than he has quadrants. The group bucket, truly. It disgusts me to even think of this one. You're being so mean! I can't believe this! The Teal Blood, Tiagon. As a Teal myself, I find him particularly offensive. First of all, to waste our blood-cast boundless intellectual ability on being a little dancing man is a shame, no matter how impressive his steps might be. Second, I cannot help but feel he is cribbing my brand by wearing that hat all the time. It's personal. Third, he never responded to my challenge to a duel. A rank coward. I think I'm gonna pass out! And then there's the Jade Blood rapper, Actius. Oh no, not Actius! What can I say but, those shoes! Good troll lord, those shoes! I've got to agree with him on this one. Now the first slides are dope as shit. Doraya, please. Actius has the fashion sense of a dumpster goblin. And he's simply a complete dumbass. What? Would you stop trying to brag that you know him? What? Believe me, there is nothing I feel about my acquaintance with Actius that even vaguely resembles pride. Just hearing his name makes my gastric sac churn. Sorry to interrupt your little slap fight, but I believe that it is I who is conducting the vicious roast here, not you. My apologies. Please continue. Lastly, there's Vestry, the Olive Blood. Him, I admit. If he's an Olive Blood, he's probably going to be my favorite. I love the Olive Bloods. His diminutive stature and impish demeanor. His grub-like yet seductive features that belie maturity beyond his sweeps. His icy manner that conceals tender inner core he reveals to only his most trusted allies. Were he not but in possession of one dimension too many. In the end, he too is co-signed to the ranks of three-dimensional pig disgusting. I am going to kill you! This is so trite. Why does this matter? Why are you all screaming? H2D are beautiful, sinless idols, and I cannot stand to hear this bastard talk about them this way. Their posters are all over the walls of our caverns. They're probably the leading cause of fights within the cloisters, you will. There are only so many people in the cloister to pale with until you've gotten to turn idolatry for something new, I guess. Plus, I don't have to look Actius in the eye every day for the next sweep after I'm done. If you've ever had, you wouldn't want to. Shut the fuck up, Lonk. Am I the only one who doesn't care about these boys? Sorry, Stels. Can't say they're to my taste personally, but I can objectively acknowledge that H2D is perfectly a serviceable case of waifus. Objection! No, you can't object. You're on the stand. There are rules you must follow. Your honorable tyranny, sir, I must request you move on from this completely pointless and irrelevant tangent and get back to the trial. Wait, hold the phone. I think I want to hear more about this Vestry guy. No! Nothing about my internet. Yep. Okay, so something What if we show him Soldier Purbeast? Well, yeah, I'm going with that. I don't care if it's wrong. In that case, can I read you a passage from this book? Go ahead and tell me if you recognize it. This is beneath me, but I'll do it for the dramatics. Okay, here goes. The sultry, joint-legged blonde beast meandered up to her brood leader, Gunstar. Her hips swaying back and forth, her chest was covered in the rainbow smears of her fresh kills, of which there were many. She dropped to her knees before him, her hands clasped in prayer, begging for redemption. Oh, my star brood, how could you abandon me like this? I must have taken your nightly hunt, ejaculated the blonde. Yeah? Is that a word we could use to the... Alright, I'll have to keep that one in my arsenal from now on. I must prove myself before the moon spirit, or my mate spirit's sword stain will be culled. Sound familiar? Of course it's familiar. Obviously this is a passage from the profane text in question. Objection! If you really knew about the Rainbow Emotion Saga, you would know the scene I just read was from a totally different novel. You've just been duped by Soldier Purbeast, Volume 16, Part 3, The Great Squawk Beast Hunt. Yes, Soldier Purbeast is a totally different genre, too. I think you might be lying about knowing all this cool contraband stuff. Ah, shut your grub chute, you quivering normie bitch! Okay. I am many things. I am handsome, I am hardcore, and I am indescribably badass. But I am no liar! Alright, clap clap, good show guys and gals. This is all settled. Now we can all agree to get this man off the stand. Did you not hear me? I am many things, but I am no liar! I didn't claim the passage of text was from Rainbow Drinker. I said it was from the profane text in question. That could have meant anything. I was telling the truth. Yes, we all heard you. Now please leave before you make an even bigger a fool of yourself. No! I refuse to leave! Don't you understand? I did it! I stole the book from the locker! It was the coolest thing I've ever done, and I looked like an absolute fucking badass as I stalked through the shadows and sniped the forbidden novel like the Bishonen anti-hero thief I am. And I read it. Oh yes, I read it, because my brain is the size of a fucking planet, and both shades of the planet are in shadow. I am the dark side. I am the darkest. Shut up, you chunibyo bastard. I don't care anymore. Oh, jeez. Lamau. Alright, I think we've had enough fun of day. Let's end this flop session and... Are you listening to me? I said I did it! I'm guilty! Guilty! Fucking baller, my buddy. This is some juicy confesh. Fine, if you're so committed to getting cold, I may have to oblige you, but since I'm so nice, I'll give you one more chance to back out before calling this case. Why would I back out? Gosh, this trial is a total bust. Hold it. There's a crucial piece of evidence that's been overlooked. Oh, I'm sorry. I must have missed something. No, it's cool. It's just some insider info I have. Tegiri, would you, hand me your sword? This blade is my life, my body, my soul. Yeah, just hand it over or I petition his honorable tyranny to acquire it for me. I don't want it to leave my side. Hand it over, big bud. She knows what's up. Here. Thanks. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I have before me the katana of our witness claims to have been used to steal the contraband item from Miss Ursama's locker. Now, pay close attention. I will draw this sword from its sheath and slice my hand off at the wrist. Surely if this blade were sharp enough to cut metal, it would be sharp enough to cut through bone. Even with my sad little bookworm muscles applying the fourths. Shing! Stop! Honeybee, what are you doing? Tysius, no, you need both hands so you can hold things. Oh, it's totally dull. Not even a paper cut. See, no matter how hard I slice myself with it, it fails to cut through even the thinnest part of my wrist. Tegiri, this sword is nothing but a cheap knockoff. I think you got this at Troll Spencer's Gifts. No, there must be a mistake. Alright, somebody pull him off the stand before he has a fainting spell. You got it. Wait, but if Tegiri's sword didn't cut the lock, then what did? Like I said before, this foolish diversion we've already identified... something I accidentally skipped through. It's Daria's nail file. That nail file, it's Daria's. Alright. Tear her apart already. Now here's a gal who knows what's up. I'm calling on her to attest. Oh, wait. Before Lynera steps to the stand, I have something really important to say. Hello, everyone. Oh, wow, it's just a little scary to be up here in front of all of you. Especially since I have a terrible dramatic secret that will change the whole course of the trial. What sort of terrible dramatic secret, dear? It really hurts to do this, Sulu. I'm close to breaking down. My blood pressure aches, but I cannot stand by and do nothing. You see, in order to protect poor, sweet, innocent Daraya, I must present a piece of evidence that maybe might implicate another one of my precious friends. I have before me Lynera's secret diary. Her what now? Lynera has a secret diary? Excuse me? How dare you? How did you even know about that? You always write in it during our lessons when you think I'm not paying attention. Anyway, contained within are detailed dates and times that prove that Daraya could not have stolen any part of the Rainbow Emotion Saga. Ooh. Pass over the diary, sweetheart, and let the Auditera scrutinize the documents. The relevant timeline starts at page 406. I bookmarked it for you. Ooh. Oh yes, I see. This is an incredibly detailed account of where each Jade Blood was during the theft. All parties are accounted for, excluding Lynera, of course. Don't keep it to yourself, sis. Share the hot goss. Of course I will. Now read aloud the appropriate passage concerning the accused. And then, Daria had to go toddle off to the Blue Blood car to hit on someone, like the slut she is. She claimed she was just getting a midday snack for 20 whole minutes at 15:30. Someone who needs to call her already. She's such a who makes my tremble. Redacted. I wish she'd just disappear. I wish a contrived series of events would happen in order to excommunicate her from our commune. What is all that? And how are you making that noise with your mouth? Oh, Lanaya censors a diary with nail polish, you whoop. That seems counterproductive. I didn't write any of that. Okay, maybe I wrote some of it. Most of it. But not all of it. If this is all true, I think it disqualifies Daraya from being the culprit since she was getting a snack during the theft. Yeah, sure, a snack. Well, this is an exciting development. Thank you very much for sharing this piece of evidence, dear. Is there anything else you would like to present to the court? No, that's all. I hope it clears some things up, boo-boo. Well, this was extremely helpful. We have to call Daraya up to the stand before I can confirm or deny anything written in this journal. Wait! I'd like to look at the diary before we go any further. There might be some important details inside. I want to call a recess. A recess, but we are at the most exciting part of the trial. I don't know, I could use an intermission. As could I. This is good timing, actually. The anticipation gets you all lubed up for the main event. I really wish you didn't say it like that. Cool. Lynera's secret diary is pretty incriminating. Every single Jade is accounted for during the theft, except for her. And she's certainly got a motive, and probably could have broken the lock. But something doesn't feel right about this. How so? I don't know. I can't really put my finger on it. Yeah, me neither. Maybe it's because we've got nothing to cross-reference. Like, are we relying on this one piece of evidence alone? If this journal is the only truth you have, then you've got to believe in it. But what if it's not the whole truth? Then you must discover more of your truth. If something feels wrong, it is your duty to investigate further and cull your uncertainty before it grows into a monster. I see. Tizias, you know what's really going on, don't you? The helpful hints, the winks and nudges to elbow us in the right direction, your extensive notes on the case. Tizias, you know what's really going on, don't you? Wait, what? How'd you get my notes? We traded them for flashlight batteries. What the fuck's a flashlight? No. Whatever. Yeah, I know who did what and who was where. But if you have my notes, you can just read them, right? Actually, your handwriting is so bad we can't figure out what they actually say. Except for that one page with fanfiction on it. So, what, you think I'll just up and tell you who did it? Hell no. I'm running an experiment, and I'm going to see it through to the end without contaminating the results. Ugh, this is unfair! But since you went through the trouble of sleuthing out my trial diary, I suppose I can tell you if you're on the right track. Present 2 pieces of evidence to me that prove someone committed a crime. And I'll tell you how right you are. I won't right now, though. Man, I wanted to save. I'm sure it auto-saved. It's been doing that. Either way, I'm ending things off here. This recess is very good, and I need to go. So, thank you so very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. And the next one, well, we'll actually do this. So, see you then. Have a fantastic day.